Hi there. One of the significant aspects that we are going to study in our next up-and-coming module called The Medicine of Nature is your medicine. And one of the energies that we're going to invoke into the space as we are studying our own nature is Kuan Yin, or as the Tibetans call her, Avalokiteshvara. You've probably all seen these Buddhist icons, these images of the Buddha with 1,000 heads and 1,000 eyes and 1,000 hands. In the Japanese Zen tradition, she's presented as a female deity that is holding medicine in her hand. And in the Avalokiteshvara version, the Tibetan version, she has 1,000 hands with 1,000 medicines being offered. And the nature of Avalokiteshvara, or Kuan Yin, is that she is functioning through us and through all beings all the time by putting on these various different masks best suited in order to bring healing. So we get to identify with Avalokiteshvara. We get to identify with our true nature and our capacity to shapeshift spontaneously in the moment, to be able to bring forward the truth and medicine that we are carrying as a gift to others at this time. What often happens in conditioned societal living is we become attached to one or two or three particular masks, and we personally identify with that mask, and that's who it is that we believe we are. We don't recognize that that mask is a tool. That mask we inherited, we put it on in order to navigate through our lives. But then we come to a time where we really want to know who is behind the mask, who is behind the ego personality, and how can we work with that ego personality and various masks and maybe a few more in order to be able to appropriately deliver our gift and medicine at this time, because each one of us is an original manifestation of Avalokiteshvara, or the Buddha, or God, or we are the manifestation as an incarnated, very specific human being with a name, with a function to integrate into the total ecosystem of this life, offering and receiving, giving and receiving, back and forth. And the most beautiful thing that we can give and share with each other is our truth, our true medicine. But we can't always do that in a singular face. We need these masks in order to be able to appropriately meet different circumstances. If I were to be talking to a child, I'm not going to use the face and mask of an academic with very highfalutin complex words. I put on a childlike mask. If I'm relating with a friend or with a senior teacher, the original me is still present there, though I use the appropriateness of the attire on how it is that I present. But I'm not attached to the attire. So here in this journey through the medicine of nature, we get to examine nature, we get to be a part of nature and see how nature is constantly masking and presenting itself in the most appropriate way, given its geography, given the circumstances, given what is needed in that moment. And now we also learn how to unmask. And in the unmasking, we get closer and closer to bringing the outer landscape and the inner landscape into accord. Because most of us, I would say all of us, are walking around with this inner landscape of truth that wants to come forward and meet the outer landscape so that we can see the unity, the oneness, the direct connection of totality, of non-separated connection. Our true nature connecting with the true nature of this life. But what gets in the way is this filter, this ego personality, which we can call a mask. and we are very attached to that one or two or three masks that we carry in predominance. What we want to be able to do here is go on the journey of seeing who it is we are when we pull those masks off and we lay them on the table. And then we have the conscious opportunity after that to know which mask is most appropriate to put on, so that we can present ourselves in the most appropriate way, authentically, spontaneously, wherever we find ourselves. Regardless of the circumstances or the revolutionary times that we're in, we can present in our fullness using the tool of the mask, where we can be a shapeshifter, where we can be the trickster that comes into the very highly patriarchal, regimented structure of systems and methods that have been from the old school, and come in and be the trickster, be the coyote that comes in and disrupts things, but in a way that carries the love, the authenticity, and the desire for unification and connection, where there's a true sharing of medicine.